All right, so good evening. Welcome back to JPCE, Spiritual Talk. Share Campbell. So this is evening's news segment. Thank you all for following back. So thank you for coming back and following. So we're going to get right into this. Right? So I'm going to switch over, get right to War 24/7 News, because I also want to have time to show some things on Telegram before we get out of here this evening. Thank you all for following. So let's get right to this. Right? So don't waste any time. I don't like to waste time. So once again, the true definition of minister is to serve someone else's will, right? I'm here for you all. Thank you all so much. All right, so the first one right here. So it says first battles in Niger. So French forces attack National Guard. And it says free, so terrorists are free and set up civil war. U.S. urgent security alert. USA seek shelter immediately. So it says here, French special forces attacked the military outposts of the Niger National Guard and violated airspace, according to an official announcement by the military authorities of the country. According to Niger's military authorities, French special forces have carried out an operation to free and imprison members of the opposed government and leaders of the terrorist organization. Niger authorities said 16 leaders of the terrorist group arrested in June have been released by French armed forces. They further added, it seems that the aim of the French was to provide protection to armed nuclei, and we're going to operate inside the country. Immediately after the announcement, the CNSP, Nigerian military authorities, announced in a press release that the alert level of the armed forces have been raised. The decision follows a terrorist attack on a garrison. The CNSP is now accusing France of releasing terrorists in the region, sources in Niger State. Meanwhile, the U.S. Embassy in Niger issued an urgent security alert advising any U.S. citizens still in the capital Niamey to seek immediate shelter till further notice and not to attempt to enter the city center near the presidential palace. Curfew has also been put in place. So here it says breaking. The CNSP now has announced in a press release that the alert level of the armed forces have been raised. The decision follows a terrorist attack on a guard post, and the CNSP is now accusing France of having released terrorists in the region.
Gravité qui sont en cours au Niger. Communiqué numéro 25. Le Conseil national pour la sauvegarde de la patrie tient à informer l'opinion nationale et internationale des événements d'une extrême gravité qui sont en cours au Niger du fait du comportement des forces françaises sur notre territoire et de leurs complices. En effet, ce jour 9 août 2023, aux environs de 6h30 du matin, la position de la garde nationale du Niger de Bourkou-Bourkou, 30 km du site aurifère de Samira, a fait l'objet d'une attaque. À cet instant, le bilan n'est pas encore établi. Toutefois, pour rappel, à travers une communication directe avec les partenaires occidentaux, le comportement des forces françaises a été fustigé pour avoir, d'une façon unilatérale, libéré des éléments terroristes prisonniers. Ces derniers ont été regroupés dans une vallée du village de Fitili, 28 km nord-ouest de Yatakala, où une réunion de planification s'est tenue dans l'objectif d'attaquer des positions militaires dans la zone des 3 frontières. Ces chefs d'éléments terroristes libérés, au nombre de 16, ont été appréhendés dans 3 opérations, dont 2 en territoire nigérien. Le 15 juin 2023, à Yessi, 38 km de Bankilare, ayant conduit à l'arrestation de 3 terroristes. Le 16 juin 2023, à Makarma, ayant conduit à l'arrestation de 5 terroristes. Le 7 juillet 2023, à Atissan, 15 km ouest Ouroura, 45 km nord-ouest Ayerou, en territoire malien, ayant conduit à l'arrestation de 9 terroristes. Toujours dans leur volonté manifeste de déstabilisation, ces forces françaises ont fait décoller ce jour 9 août 2023 un avion militaire de type A400M de N'Djamena à 6h01 locale. Cet aéronef a volontairement coupé tout contact avec le contrôle aérien à l'entrée de notre espace de 6h39 à 11h15 locale. Ces actes ci-dessus énumérés nous confortent dans notre analyse de la situation. Mais au-delà, depuis la prise du pouvoir par le CNSP et dans le souci d'une nouvelle approche sécuritaire, nous assistons à un véritable plan de déstabilisation de notre pays. Ces désordres sécuritaires planifiés par ces forces françaises, comme ce fut le cas au Mali et au Burkina Faso, a pour but de discréditer le CNSP et créer une rupture avec le peuple qui le soutient dans son action, de créer un sentiment d'insécurité généralisé en tout état de cause. Le CNSP et les forces de défense et de sécurité rassurent le peuple nigérien quant à leur détermination à assurer la sécurité des personnes et des biens et défendre l'intégrité du territoire. À cet effet, le président du CNSP, chef de l'État, chef suprême des armées, a ordonné les mesures suivantes. Au FDS, relever leur niveau d'alerte sur l'ensemble du territoire national. Au peuple de rester mobilisé et vigilant. Aux autorités compétentes de saisir les juridictions et instances internationales de la question.
So breaking, we just watched that video. So earlier today, a French Alpha 400-meter military aircraft took off. Chad entered a stealth mode to breach Niger's airspace between 6:30 a.m. and 11:15 a.m. Niger, we were attacked by French forces, according to the Niger National Guard. Right? So the ECOWAS Chief of Defense Staff has requested a force of at least 25,000 troops for military intervention in Niger, with most being provided by Nigerian small countries and also being provided by Senegal, Benin, and Ivory Coast, with other ECOWAS members possibly assisting, according to OSINT Defender. OSINT Defender tweets again, the U.S. Embassy in Niger has released an urgent security alert, advising any American citizens still in the capital Niamey to shelter in place until further notice, and to not to attempt to enter the downtown areas near the presidential palace due to an increase in security. Resistance Council for Democracy, they're going for a civil war. At the same time, Niger's former rebel and Minister of State, Risha Agboa, officially announced the creation of a Council of Resistance for Democracy, CRR. The CRR called on the army to arrest the rebels and especially the coup plotter, Kisini. Niger is a victim of a tragedy orchestrated by people who were tasked with protecting it, the statement said. All right, so let's go here. Let's look at this. There's a new video. So new video has just emerged showing Osman Abu, was it Momini? Must be Basum's former advisor in the video announcing the formation of a new group called the CRR. Right? So they announced that they will oppose the wants to restore Basum.
Chers compatriotes, ce 8 août 2023, face à l'ignominieuse prise d'otages dont le Niger et ses institutions font l'objet, des Nigériens, tant de l'intérieur que de l'extérieur, ont décidé de la création d'un cadre d'action intitulé Conseil de la résistance républicaine. Le CRR, mis en place ainsi et aujourd'hui, se donnera tous les moyens pour contribuer au rétablissement de la République et du président de la République, Bazoum Mohamed, dans la plénitude, l'entière plénitude de ses fonctions. Une déclaration solennelle sera rendue très incessamment à l'endroit du public. Vive le Niger, vive la République, vive la démocratie, Vive les patriotes. Abat les traîtres. Abat les traîtres. Abat les traîtres. Nous en finirons avec très rapidement. Je vous remercie.
All right, so breaking. Niger's former rebel and minister of state, Bishak Bulak, officially announces the creation of the Resistance Council, the public, CRR. Right? Well, should we watch that video already? All right. So it's all heating up in Africa. Let's see what we got here. So Suwalki corridor, war zone, thousands of troops deployed. Russia simulates ballistic barrage against Poland. Shield and Wagner advance. So Suwalki corridor, war zone, right? 1,000 troops deployed. Russia simulates ballistic barrage against Poland. Shield and Wagner advance. Concentration of forces and border patrols. All right, zoom in. The worst fear of the Baltic states have come true. The Suwalki corridor turns into a war zone as 4,000 Wagner troops are deployed along with the Belarusian army. These forces began military preparations for a lightning advance on the Suwalki corridor. Most importantly, Russian forces in Kaliningrad proceed to simulate a nuclear attack on targets in Poland with an Iskander and ballistic missiles. So 4,000 Wagnerites in the Suwalki corridor. Wagner forces in Belarus are gathering in front of the Suwalki corridor. More than 4,000 soldiers have already been recorded. So right here, a tweet from the Real Fly. The Belarusian Ministry of Defense announced yesterday that they have begun large-scale military exercises near the Suwalki Gap. Belarus large-scale exercises begin in the area of the Suwalki corridor. Ministry of Defense of Belarus announced start of the command and staff exercise with Russia's 6 separate mechanized guard brigade. Attention will be made to medical care tactics, including the evacuation of the wounded. Ballistic missile barrage simulation against targets in Poland. At the same time, a while ago, it became known that the armed forces of the Russian Federation simulated an attack with Iskander and ballistic missiles against airfields and command posts of virtual enemy and a training ground near the border with Poland. The Russian Ministry of Defense reported virtual missile strikes by Iskander-M systems in the northwest of the country. The report states that the operation attacked the system of missile formations of the Baltic Fleet was used. As part of the division's exercise, strikes were carried out against command posts, command points, railway junctions, and airfields of virtual enemy. The Information Service of the Russian Ministry of Defense reports that after receiving the coordinates with the Iskander-M crews conducted electronic launches. Russian media reports that in connection with the increased military activity in Poland, it can be assumed that the ballistic missile launches were carried out at targets right on Polish territory. In both of these cases, the distance can be covered by missiles, the Russian Iskander-M system. These missiles also carry nuclear warheads, which the Russians have in Kaliningrad. So here's a RAF rivet joint passing by Suwalki corridor. Map of the Suwalki corridor. So that right there is where it's going to get hot, right? All right, so that's where that ends. All right, moving on. May get to Telegram. All right, so what is this one? Right here, Ukrainians Eastern Front collapse. So Ukrainians Eastern Front collapse. Kiev evacuates 53 settlements in Kharkiv. Ukrainian AGES. Russians created a shock fist. Absolute confirmation. War 24/7 news. All right, I love it. Let's get to it. So the Eastern Front collapsed with the Ukrainians. Ukrainian military administration issued a mandatory evacuation order for 53 settlements in northeastern Kharkiv due to the imminent arrival of Russian forces. Ukrainians are talking about a shock fist, a Russian steel fist that is impossible to stop at the present moment, confirming War 24/7 News for everything it has been writing lately. Remember yesterday, War 24/7 News article with which we announced the developments to crash and collapse Ukrainian army. All right, so shocking video. Fighting between Russian and Ukrainian forces near Kupiansk. Ukrainian casualties. This is a 5-minute video.
Постійно криють нас. Пасічник рогом вперся, диви, сидить нахуй, блядь. Всі уходять, ми зараз останемося тут нахуй, блядь, піфером, блядь, і буде нам жопа, блядь. Вони зараз оттуда вийдуть нахуй і пизда нам буде нахуй.
Давай потихеньку, блядь, відходити.
Що їй мішає пройти нахуй прямо, блядь, і вилізти нахуй. Та ти що? А! Сука! Блядь! Пизда! Пизда!
Да, пизда.
Турникет мені, быстро! Сюда! Сюда, сюда, быстро мені турникет! Быстріше! Сюда! Тяни! Тяни! Сюда! Тяни! Давай! Тяни, блядь! Тяни! Крути його, блядь! Крути, крути, не жалій, крути! Крути!
Ти закрий, гарно кажу, блядь.
Крути, 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 братан!
Хорош, а ну дивися.
Та крути без хорош, крутись, блядь! Поки сили є, крути! Скажи, що я тяжелый, виносите мене, блядь. Сука. Тяни, тяни, тяни. Тяни, блядь. Барсук 200!
Дихає. Воно лежить рядом, дихає.
О, давай, тяни, тяни.
Розвоє 300. Пряме попадання в окоп.
Бомба, де бомба?
Ага. Не ходи по мені! По нозі не ходи! Ти по нозі ходиш, братан! Блядь!
Давай. Володя. Візьми себе, блядь. Пішли, Володя. Бери його, Володя. Володя, блядь. Бери його, пішли. За руку бери, держи.
Підніми мене.
Дробі знімайся.
Давай, гол. Бери. Пошли.
All right, so evacuation in northeast Kharkiv, videos of battles. What is this? Russian army against Ukrainian positions. All right, I'm gonna check out some of these. So KA-52 in action, right? We've seen some of these before, right? I don't want to spend too much time. I played that 5-minute video. So Ukrainian tank destroyed in Kupiansk. I mean, we've seen enough tanks destroyed. Like I said, I want to head over to Telegram and so I can close out of here. So, all right, so let's go to Telegram real quick. All right, so let's look at Amir. Everything that he's done today. So, right here, the president candidate was murdered after an election campaign rally. Whoa, this is in Ecuador? Huh. Images show armed men with rifles, body armor coming across the southern border. Right there. Suspected cartel members are seen coming across the U.S. southern border. New images obtained by Fox News, the latest armed threat to come across. Mother Nature needs money. Lula tells rich countries at summit. The Brazilian president. The Utah man was shot and killed during an FBI raid early Wednesday morning. The deceased suspect was Craig Robertson, according to multiple sources. In the federal reports, the FBI confirmed that the raid was related to an investigation into threats against President Joe Biden and others. The shooting happened around 6:15 a.m. local time in Provo, Utah. While FBI agents are trying to serve an arrest and search warrants at the residence, President Biden is scheduled to arrive Salt Lake City later that day. On the suspect's Facebook page, there's numerous posts expressing violent intentions towards the Biden family and other individuals. Right? Raising a sign reading "Resistance Against the Iranian Occupation" at the site the truck accident in Beirut. The locals are fed up. So Mir wrote, as I predicted, Israel didn't agree to any of the U.S.-Saudi terms. Suddenly we see these reports. The White House, there's no framework for normalization agreement between Israel and Saudi Arabia. Spokesperson of the U.S. National Security Council, John Kirby, denies the existence of an agreed framework regarding normalization with Saudi Arabia. Disney loses 10 million subscribers second quarter. He says, as I suspected, my latest Middle East update is being shadow banned. I guess he's getting shadow banned on YouTube. Mir is. Russia accuses Poland So here, Russia accused Poland and Finland of threatening its security on Wednesday and vowed a response to multiplying threats on the country's western frontier from NATO members. King Charles is called to release the truth on UFOs, prepare religious for impact of ET life. Okay. Right here, this one says, my heart breaks for people of Lebanon. They are captured by Iran and its proxy Hezbollah. The country is dysfunctional almost all levels. No regular power supply, no steady banking system, no tourism. All the rich Gulf states, the Arabs are fleeing back home. Hezbollah is shooting at civilians. Mysterious chemicals are burning for days underground Beirut's sewage system. People are desperate at their currency worth nearly nothing. Syrians are crossing Lebanon by tens of thousands on their way to Europe. So here's them shooting at civilians.
تعالوا نسكر البيت ما معك اول سلاح هلا يمكن اوصل على البيت الكتاب هلا اوصل على الكتاب سكر خليك بس اوصل.
More from Lebanon, according to eyewitness, Hezbollah operatives unload boxes of munitions and ammunition from a truck. Also, according to an unverified report, the truck arrived from Syria recently. So it looked like it. It looks like that truck is flipped over. Massive fire reported at a military unit. So this is in Russia. So there's a fire going on in Russia. And that's interesting. What else we have here? Y'all hear about Google's new global censorship tool? All right, so I think I'm going to end here tonight. I'm a little tired, so it's already after 7. So I'm going to end here tonight. So we're going to close out. Thank you all again. Following. All right. All right, so I'm back. All right, so we depart peace in the Lord, my brothers and sisters in Christ. Peace with you all. Go in peace. Shalom, shalom. Thank you all so much for watching. May the Lord bless you, keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you, be merciful to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. In the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, now and forever. In the sages. Amen. Jerry Wesley Campbell. Good evening, good night. All right. JPCE Spiritual Talk. Never ever hold back. Right? Never hold back. Love you all so much. Enjoy. Hope you enjoyed some of the videos. All right, the links will be in the description box. I'm sorry, some of those videos I didn't play. We did watch kind of a 5-minute video. So thank you all so much. Right. Never hold back. Right. Seek truth. Love you all so much.